Feetless. Some
Um,
high priority.
so I'm currently trying to pull up some of their OP.GGs because I'm not familiar with a lot of the players. But obviously, Hecarim's a huge priority pick in general. So I'm expecting it to be either pick or ban. For the bot lane, probably Lulu uh, and other enchanters, just because enchanters are just so insane right now.
Yeah, out of the AD carry role, I'm expecting Misfortune
Yep.
probably not to get through ban phase. And if it does, blue team should look to pick it up first pick if they're able to play it. It's really powerful in this patch. Hecarim, like you said, I expect that to be somewhere here in this pick ban. I'm really excited about the top matchup because these players are very explosive.
Bro, that's so much
Wait, are they
action.
explosive? DV4 seems like he's a big tank player. All right. Oh, okay. Sorry. DV4 has been a huge impact on these games, playing these main tanks, creating a rock for them to play around.
Played over 200 games of Shen in solo queue. So I would definitely expect that to either be picked or banned away. Obviously, the Ornn Mordekaiser, also major threats. Um, Huge engage potential from Ornn, and Mordekaiser is able to just run away with games if he goes unchecked.
I'm expecting some creative things coming out of mid lane. Mid lane recently has been up for grabs. Things like Silas, Irelia are big picks, but there's also the mage players that are able to play the Azir and Victor. I wonder what's going to come out this game. All right, we have draft started up. Devs start off with the Lux ban targeting the support player here.
Not a bad ban. Lux is pretty insane right now. I've played a couple of games over myself.
It takes out the Lux and Caitlyn lane, which is becoming a big problem recently. It was strong before. Oh, possible Silas ban like we were talking about before. Pinching the pools here. Oh, insta
Nunu
lock on
banner.
the Nunu ban.
Yeah.
That's expected with Ranger being a Nunu one trick. Ranger pulling out bans like usual. We expect a target ban towards top lane, with DV4 being the highest ranked. Maybe we see Ornn, Shen. They're going to go with the Akali. They're really pinching out. Time for change is champ pool. Aatrox. It looks like the devs have this
Great
champ
ban.
select locked down. They know
Yeah.
exactly what they want.
Pushing LCs
Aatrox,
most played. 60% win rate. Pretty insane. Especially the
dangerous.
amount of boost. Keeping a 60% with 40 games played is pretty difficult.
The last ban coming out from Froggy Fighters should look to maybe Misfortune's up. Oh, all three bans are onto the mid lane. All right, we have the Shen first pick with his signature pick. He will be able to make huge impact on that.
Oh
I
yeah.
like seeing that. I want to see Froggy Fighters to counter the top side. Maybe if they have an answer for the Shen, leaving it open like this, and maybe this Misfortune. Let's see. Sejuani is the answer. That's a really powerful flex pick. It can go jungle or top. And it should look for a favorable matchup, actually, into Shen. Let's see what Froggy Fighters have for their red 2 pick. They probably want to stray away from picking a jungle or top to leave this flex option open. We see
Yeah.
Yasuo. Yasuo's a super strong duo with Sejuani. They're able to find 2v2s very often, and it's a dangerous kill lane. Very good at
Obviously,
skirmishing.
there is the flaw that Yasuo needs knockup, and Sejuani only has a single target knockup. But of course, in a 2v2, just targeting one person, it's pretty strong. And then he's a melee champ, so his autos will proc her ice buildup.
We see
And
the
early
devs.
game, that does mad damage.
See the devs lock in Irelia Diana, which will be matching this strong 2v2. There's gonna be a lot of action around this mid lane. I want to see maybe them pick up either an enchanter or something from bot lane. Oh, they're actually gonna hit the Shen with
I
the
think that's
Mordekaiser.
the
Does it?
confirmed Sejuani jungle.
Yeah, the Diana getting stolen away, so there's no Yasuo Diana option. The Mordekaiser getting picked up into the Shen, which is really strong. He's very comfortable on this pick too, so he should look pretty good up there. All right, we see a Jinx banned out, then Nami. Looking to target now the bot lanes, which both teams, that's all they have left is to pick the bot lanes. The enchanters, like we said, Jinx is out. Misfortune is open still. Let's see who is going to be able to ban that out or pick it up. Zillion is the
Also, pretty
ban.
good ban considering the Aurelia Diana. That's a pretty solid ban.
Yeah, it can really enable these skirmishers. Beautiful bans coming out, targeting the bot lane. I really like the Lulu band. That thing can be a menace if it's left open. Froggy Fighters, thinking about what they want to prioritize here. Maybe they opt out of going Enchanter. They're
So they're
going to
very
pick the
safe.
Sivir.
Very safe. I would expect that they pick a roaming support because Sever is extremely good at being self-sufficient.
Yeah, it also helps enable her really strong top side. Leave the Sivir, play towards top, pick up Heralds. Oh, this is the misfortune we were talking about. Red Ranger, famous on the misfortune, he has been bamming it out in solo queue, doing really well. He will pick it up. Now we're looking at only supports. I'd like to see. Ooh, the Mumu. The Mumu Misfortune is a deadly combo. Their ultis can stack on top of each other and wipe teams. The team fighting, the lane prowess, it's really good. We see the Janna come
Okay.
out from Froggy
For the disengage,
Fighters.
I like the Janna pick here. Obviously in lane, they can't really fight them in the 2v2, but they shouldn't die, right? And that's basically the big thing since they're looking for duels in the mid and top lane. It's more of just like staving off time, staying alive, giving over as little gold as possible.
Yeah, I expect the lane priority to go towards Froggy Fighters for the bot lane with the Sivir Wave Clear being really strong. With top lane, Mordekaiser is probably favorite, but this is going to be heavily dependent on jungle matchup.
You can't take me for long.
Yeah. Yeah, so I really like the mid lane matchup. There's going to be a lot of action. Irelia versus Yasuo. This one favorites the Yasuo actually in lane, but it heavily a skill matchup, but there's a lot of room for Yasuo to outplay. I'd like to see how Sejuani paths this game, because if she comes up with a creative 3 camp into a gank and gets one of these solo laners ahead, it can blow up in the game. It can set up for first drag, first herald, and that should be what they're looking for to find a win con here.
Yeah. This is production Proton player. Unfortunately, Fateless is having some feedback issues with his mic. As you might have heard, there were issues where the champions getting locked in or banned could be heard. So I will toss it up with Nico just for the draft. So I really like the Diana pick from Giuseppe Hack. He is pretty good on that alongside his Echo. and also denied the Yasuo Diana combo. Any thoughts on that, Nico?
Yeah, the Diana's really smart. I think it will get beat out pre-6 against the Sejuani Yasuo, or even the Mordekaiser Sejuani. But once it hits 6, it can really assist these laners and get some wombo combos and 2v2 fights. Skirmishes they should both be looking for, both teams, because whoever comes up on these skirmishes will be able to find the early lead and snowball this game.
Yeah. Also, pushing LP plays some Mordekaiser because his main champion Aatrox, which he's pretty dang good on, got banned. Ranger also pretty nasty on the Sejuani. That's another key pick from him. I'm excited to see how Sparks does on Yasuo, especially with Froggy Fighter's roster change due to unfortunate circumstances with Sporadic. Can we get some praises in the chat for Sporadic? Hope that he recovers well. Um, Unfortunately, he had to drop out due to personal injury issues. So, um, I'm excited to see how Barotel does on this ADC. I haven't seen him play ADC. Previously, he was support.
Yeah. With scaling in mind, I feel like it favors the devs. Their team fighting can be really strong. They have great wombo combo opportunity with the Diana Mumu and the Misfortune. And they have a lot of they have the global Shen, which will allow them to find these pushing side lanes into teleporting into fights. They can also teleport on top of, Diana or Aurelia if they're looking for some of these picks on the side lane. So it'll be really scary to be able to match any of these champions in the side lane without a huge lead.
Also, examining this bot lane, I think the Amumu Misfortune is very strong. However, if Venom goes in and misses his ultimate or just gets locked down, that is a completely useless pick. Fleece might also, with that Janna ultimate, be able to disengage alongside Baratel having that spell shield. So we'll see how the bot lane of the devs uses this. They also do have a very large combo ability with that Shen ult into Diana ult and Amumu ult. So really, this depends on how well both of these teams can execute their win conditions. Any final thoughts as we go into the break timer?
Well, I hope to see these teams fight it out and not give it up until the final man drops, the Nexus explodes, because small mistakes can break open the game and have comeback.
All right, thank you, Nico, and hopefully Fateless will be able to be back for the game. So just stay tuned for this brief spectator delay break.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Tape my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
All right, we're back. Froggy fighters here on this entrance defending. The game starts level 1. I would like to see something maybe come out from blue side. They have the Amumu, maybe get a deep ward in. Ranger able to get this ward and back for his sweeper. He will be happy
Both
with
teams have
that.
the exact same idea, stack in a bush. I love it.
Yep,
Very
stack it
defensive
up.
play. Neither of them want to actually risk the level 1 fight being outnumbered. Obviously, both teams have pretty solid level 1 CC. The Janna Q, Sejuani Q, if she wants to take that. Very
Yeah.
volatile lanes here as well.
I'm expecting probably a full clear out of this Diana, and this Sejuani hopefully looks for something within her first clear. Get something happening early on, blow a flash, and repeat gank it. They're both routing up this game, so action top and mid side is expected.
I can also see the Diana looking for an early gank mid. Obviously, you see Aurelia shoving up lane pretty hard already, just playing aggro, doing Aurelia things, but obviously with the Yasuo, no actual escapes other than flash. It does have the exhaust, so they might not be able to kill him, but definitely blow stones pretty easily if they did go for that route.
Yeah. I want to see red side, these side lanes to really push forward, get this priority. Sever should get this priority, and Mordekaiser should get prio in these lanes. So with that prio, the Sejuani should be able to figure out a good game plan on how to open up this game for them.
Oh, absolutely. So one thing that we were talking about during the brief intermission was, you know, how do both teams look for fights, right? Obviously, for Froggy Fighters, it's pretty obvious, right? They have the Sejuani, great hard engage, but beyond that, it's really like, what else do they have? Like Sever R into hopefully Yasuo hits the tornado, but when it comes to the Dez comp, then it's like, okay, well, they have the Diana, which is obviously their like huge damage dealer, able to have the Shen R on top of her to just add up to like a disgusting combo. But then in the bot lane, there's also the Amumu. You know, Amumu, literally just a flash and R is such a great engage to look for fights. So we'll see how the Froggy Fighters are able to deal with that in response to, you know, having one avenue to really start fights, and whether they're able to utilize this bot lane that they have, which is very heavy on disengage, to basically turn the fights that the devs look for into positive interactions for themselves.
Yeah, Ranger was able to use this top prio to secure himself first Scuttle Crab. Pushing P, looking for an engage on DV4. DV4 is able to be out on Shen. Nothing happens too big there, but they're able to defend Ranger going back into his jungle, and little trade up in top
A
lane.
trade of Scuttle Crabs here. Diana taking the bot Scuttle as we speak.
Yeah, Ranger finishing up his 6th camp. Diana has been done for a bit. She will look to do something here mid, but her respawning camp should be coming up after reset.
Yeah, I think she's really just
Ranger will
waiting
be
to see if
slightly behind.
Sejuani decided to pass there because Aurelia's pushed so far up. So
Yeah, she's still hovering
she's
mid.
just sitting on a ward. Just sitting on a ward. She did not, or Giuseppe did not opt out to get a sweeper.
Trading going on to the top lane. Pushing P got the level advantage. Is able to find a big chunk. Lee's here in the mid lane to try to help Yasuo get this pushed out. They're not able to fully do it. He's coming around. Diana finally gets her back off. This Sejuani actually is up a camp here after that Wolves camp. Ooh, trading coming around to the mid lane. Yasuo dodging out on the E. Good trade. Is able to get that crash fully down. What will he do with it? He might just stay with Sejuani looking here. Sejuani finds a ward. Ooh. Diana spots out a pink on her Raptors. Ranger looking to contest this thing.
Looking to zone off.
Ooh. Neither of them have to. Oh, the Diana has the smite, able to secure it, but the small one are able to get picked up by Ranger. Ranger hovering the bot side here. This Mumu is able to get a ward down. First drag is getting started up by Ranger. This is electric drag. This thing hurts, so he might need some help from his team. Sejuani does it pretty well.
Looks like
Diana
will be passing over to help out. Diana's currently doing red side Raptors right now, so nothing really to worry about when it comes to stealing. But of course, help never hurts.
Yeah. Like I said, using that bot, side lane prio will help out this Sejuani. She's able to pick up the first drag. She was able to secure herself a scuttle, and Diana has just a few camps to show for it. But that's fine. This is expected. Oh, a move going onto the Sivir is able to find the first Q. The Shen ulti's coming in. They're flashing forward. Shen E misses. They're looking for the tower dive. That's 1, 2 tower shots going onto the Shen. Shen does not fall. But this Misfortune is looking for a bit more. The Janna survives with just 30 health. This big wave might be lost. Oh, here's Sejuani coming in. This tower is getting TP'd on by the Mordekaiser. Sejuani going in really early, gets hooked up by the Amumu, but they're able to secure this wave. But that's not what you want to see from the red side. That's not...
Absolutely not. That's a lot of resources. Obviously, the TP. All of bot lane sums blown. Definitely not the ideal way that you want fights to go. Of course, you want to immediately spell shield the first bandage toss. Not sure exactly what happened. Probably cleansed it. I wasn't hand over whenever it was going down, but
yeah.
unfortunately missed the second bandage toss, so they were able to live. I'm pretty sure the Sivir did actually toss up her spell shield for that one, so I don't think anything would have happened even if he did hit it anyways.
Yeah, we see here the Shen was able to... Oh, fighting coming on in the mid lane. The Yasuo flashes out of the Diana R. They're not able to finish him off, but that's flash for flash. Yasuo is forced to back here. These plates might be going down mid. Plates are... Mordekaiser secures a plate bottom lane. Sivir secures 2 waves up top. Oh, Yasuo actually is able to stay and collect this wave and not lose any plates. That's pretty good. The devs
I'm expecting a Herald.
Yeah, hovering around Herald. They are not going to commit to it.
Walked all the way up. I would have liked to see the Amumu rotate there after Yasuo getting chunked, and then do it whenever he backs, and then they're outnumbered. Even if Sejuani's up, then if they engage for it rather than just try to steal, then they're going to lose the fight.
Yeah, this lane swap has been initiated. Sivir up to the top side. This happened because Shen ulted in the bot lane fight, and once that finished off, he teleported back top, and the bot lane was forced to walk up top to secure that wave.
So the Sejuani Ranger has actually started up the Herald themselves, but they know about it. The flash taunt missing. Aurelia coming in with a huge ultimate.
Big fight. This is the Herald fight we were looking for. The Sejuani will fall to Aurelia. Amumu is now onto the Sivir. Sivir might fall here. The Yasuo is fighting on the Herald. Sivir is falling to the Aurelia. Aurelia picks up the triple kill. The Yasuo picks up the double. That's a double knockup from the Yasuo. Who will secure this Herald? It is at 700 health. The Aurelia is pushing this Yasuo off. She will be able to... Oh, it resets!
Oh my goodness.
That is pretty
That
tragic.
feels bad, man.
Yeah, they're not able to secure it right now, but that looks really great for the devs. Aurelia picking up a lot of these kills. That's going to explode her gold. This mid lane is getting more interesting by the second. Aurelia here with a 15 CS lead. Yasuo slightly behind.
So, something interesting that just happened was Shen just ulted MF to try to lane swap, so then he's matching the Mordekaiser again, but that's actually not happening.
Oh,
and now
onto the Sivir. She misses the spell shield. Honestly, they're looking to turn onto him with the Janna now here. They're not able to find enough damage. The devs are moving 2 more people down for this dragon. They have a Mumu and Diana down here. They should look to move up this river, control some of the vision, but all the vision right now is going towards the red side. Really dark. Here's Aurelia clearing out some vision. This might be a play. The knockup comes out onto the Aurelia. The Yasuo gets the ulti. She is going to get stunned up. She's now dropped in the mid lane. That's a big shutdown going to the Yasuo.
And both of these mid laners are just so huge right now, right? 3 kills on both of them. Obviously, Yasuo just got the shutdown gold. Probably going to be a little bit bigger, and we'll see what exactly happens around this drag that's going up.
Sejuani looking to clear his Pinkor, but she might be in a bit of trouble. Amumu misses his bandage toss, is not able to find anything. Yasuo is now moving. He cancels his back. Sivir's here. They're kind of stuck in the pit. It got activated. They're going to be slowed up by this Ocean Drake. What will the devs do? Oh, Janna's a little deep. She will get taunted up by the Shen. Here comes the engage, but the Janna is able to peel it off. The Mumu gets a 3-man ulti. Here comes the Aurelia. Will she find 2 off of the ulti alone? The Mumu ulti is just beautiful with the Diana. They're able to find the AoE team fight that they're looking for. Beautiful play. It looked problematic, but they're able to turn it around.
Oh, it was so scary there. And then Aurelia got the beautiful TP flank. Obviously, they were doing extreme amounts of damage, and the Aurelia ult just tops it all off. It was very, very close fight. That could have gone extremely poor for the devs.
Yeah, they were stuck in the pit, but they're able to find the fight. Oh, Diana looking to be a little bit caught out here. Will Sejuani find the damage? It forces the Diana to push out, flash out. Oh, here comes the Shen ulti on top of the Diana. They're looking for a play. Yasuo is here. Aurelia is here. Will anything happen? The Shen taunt misses. they're fighting for this blue buff. The Misfortune is very far. Same with the Momo, so they're going to back out from here for now.
Yeah, I think that was just a miscommunication error. I'm pretty sure that Shen or Diana was able to just walk out on their own. And Aurelia and Diana don't have their ults up right now. So it's like, can't really look for an actual fight on a large scale. Maybe like a 1v2, 2v2, but other than that, it's really pointless to Shen ult there.
Ooh, the Momo Q does land. Will he get punished for it? He might be overcommitted. No.
No, what is this?
Beatless,
Poor money.
with this game state, there's a 3k gold lead onto the blue side. They're tied in drags. Who do you favor coming into this next fight? Second Herald's up. Plates are falling.
Yeah,
Huh?
I'm trying to... Nico, do you know where to change the...
There's a fight coming in the mid lane. Sorry. Oh, the Yasuo was able to pick up the kill on that Aurelia.
So open and shut. Yeah, how do I get my names back on? I turned off names a while ago. Like, on the...
Yeah, I'm not positive, but... Oh, fight coming out on the bot lane. Amumu looking onto the Sivir. He dodges the ulti with the spell shield. Not enough damage is coming out from Red Ranger. Second Herald is possibly the next fight. Red team started it up, had to give it up. They're going to reset on Ranger. The Herald now resets. Got it. This is looking really good for the devs. They're going to pick up the second Herald, probably without contest. They should look to possibly break open mid lane to allow these roams and unlock Irelia.
I mean, first tier mid tower is just such a pivotal point in the game to unlock more of the map, just because of its position and like the pathways in and out of the jungle that you're able to get to by using it. It's like, that's basically the start of almost every snowballed game, in my opinion.
Yeah. There's a sequence you want to break down the tier 1s, then once you have that, you start stealing all the camps. Play might be happening onto this Diana. She is able to take the blast plant, but the Sejuani's on the wide gap closer is going to go out. The Shen is ulting in. The Diana ults 3 of them, but now she is death realmed and is able to drop him. Oh, the Shen's death realmed. The Sejuani flashes over the wall before he even comes out, is able to stun him up, knocks him up. Will they be able to get this dive? Ranger's looking for more, but he's not able to find it. Irelia is coming from around. Will she look for this fight? She flashes the ulti. She gets a quadruple dash. She is flashing out. The Yasuo has a lot of damage. She's not able to pump out the damage to kill all 3. That Yasuo flashing away from the Irelia ulti was really big. She was not able to get the reset off of him, and he was the main damage dealer without him dropping.
I love the gusto though. He saw 1v3. I want that. You know what I mean? Just immediately engaging.
Oh, Amumu going over to engage. This Janna walked up way too far, and
not what you want to do.
Venom is able to find a great pickoff on her. Good punish. Aurelia's TP is going out onto the mid lane. Second or third drag is coming up. Oh, Shen cancels the back. That will delay the move towards drag, but looks like red team has full control, and they're starting it up here. Diana sneaking over the wall, still has to buy time for her team That goes to the red team.
Yeah, I think they were just deciding to give it up. Diana was the only person there whenever they started it, so it looked pretty doomed.
Yeah. You see 4 people here, or is this all 5 in the mid lane from the blue team, picking off that tier 1 to finally open up the map. They have the tier 1 bot lane 2. Now they're going to be able to start getting these deep vision, and hopefully they're able to control the vision so they're able to pick up the next objectives.
And one thing that I'm scared about for like the Froggy Fighters is that where do they start like really winning the game? It's like their win con, like Yasuo, I guess. Obviously Mordekaiser's like an insane beefcake, and it's gonna take a lot of time to burn him down. But looking at the team comps, it's like with their bot lane not being like extremely ahead just because they haven't died like at all and just have been free farming for 20 minutes. It's pretty scary knowing that the MF is just as strong as you, and MF being such a strong champion right now, she's gonna out damage you in almost every scenario. Has an insane ult for team fights. It's a really daunting game right now for the Froggy Fighters. I feel like it's just gonna be a very slow and like painful loss in my eyes.
Yeah, their win cons here, the Yasuo, and they are ahead on the Dragon stack. We see Infernal Soul. So let's see if they're able to play towards those win cons. I'd like them to see controlling the vision like they've been doing, and getting Yasuo to maybe find a flank. If a flank happens and Red Ranger is able to get shut down quickly, there could be some hope into this team.
So one thing that I'd like to note is the itemization choice for Irelia. She actually opted out to get Divine Sunderer instead of Immortal Shield Bow. I'm no expert on Irelia, so obviously like every scenario that you take each item, I'm completely unaware of, but it's gonna prove to make her a little bit tankier. And here the devs actually start Baron.
Red Ranger canceling his ulti on the Baron, trying to burn it fast, but it was canceled. But this should get burned down. Mumu ulting too.
They're just all tossing their ults at it. What's going on?
Hey, they're trying to burn it down as fast as they can, and they're actually able to do it with, red side sending so many bot. It was a good punish from them. That's a big gold and XP that they're getting from that, and they should be able to start breaking open these towers. Tier 1 top lane is still up, and these tier 2s have a lot of gold in them, so I would like to see them start sieging down these towers. Ooh, they're looking onto the top lane. Red side has 4 people. They're looking onto the Misfortune. She's getting away, but it won't be enough. Oh, now the counter play on the opposite side. Irelia flashes forward, gets the ulti onto the Yasuo. Will he be able to walk it off? No, that's also the Shen flash taunt, and he's able to pick up the shutdown onto the Yasuo.
Not completely certain that was worth 2 flashes. Obviously it was a shutdown, only 150 extra. They might get an objective off of it, but that's 2 pretty big flashes blown for like potential engages. Obviously flash R from Irelia and flash taunt from Shen. So we'll see if Froggy Fighters are able to like punish that at all, but unfortunately what's done is done. They'll probably be able to find plenty of engages with Mumu and Diana anyways. Diana does still have flash, so it's just another way to force a fight.
Yeah, with how the Misfortune getting picked off on the top side, they probably felt pressured to make a, cross-map play. Here comes the Dragon setup. I really like how the devs have the vision control this time. They're going to try to hold down this river, but Red side is able to push in. They have this control over this pixel ward. Drag is started up. Ranger taking a chunk. Misfortune can have a good
does not have
angle. Ooh, the Misfortune ulti goes out. The Sejuani is able to confirm the dragon. Diana's alone here. She's on to 3. That's a big stun. Amumu goes in, but is not able to throw it up. The Mordekaiser is able to kill 2 people in the back line. That is a huge swing. The 3rd drag is picked up, and they're able to secure that fight with Diana going in a little early.
I would just like to emphasize how beautiful that Janna ult was, right? Literally knocked the Amumu away, and he still pressed R, but like a mile away from hitting anybody. That was so well played by Fleas.
Yeah. It was great, but it seems a little miscoordinated by the devs.
Oh yeah.
Oh. No, nothing's gonna happen here.
Like while all of that was going down, DD4 was just pushing mid. Like sure he got the tier 2, but now they're at soul point. So next time, next dragon, it's like it's either they fight them or they get soul, and that's a win con that we've talked about a little bit, right? Obviously, soul does massive damage over the course of a fight with these tanky champions. So we'll see how the next dragon plays out in how many minutes? I don't see Drag's timer.
Yeah, it should be 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes. This is looking a lot better for Red side. They still are in a gold deficit, but these items are getting picked up. The Sivir is on her 2 items, which makes her really strong. Mordekaiser is a menace with his 2 items, and Yasuo should be picking up his 3rd item here soon.
This Mordekaiser is just an absolute unit right now. Something that I would like to emphasize is that at one point, the Mordekaiser was actually 2 levels up on Shen. I'm not... It probably just comes down to... and he was a fight down in bot lane.
Oh, Yasuo is getting picked off. He's not able to turn it onto the Shen or the Irelia. There's more happening. Mamumu's looking onto the Janna. She is chunked out. Will Shen be able to finish it off? Sivir is running away with her ulti. Janna is just able to squeak out of there with her life. That was a close call.
That just seemed so pointless to happen, you know? Like, I'm not sure what exactly all happened and why he was found there, but it's like they don't have any vision in the lower part of their red jungle. Obviously, they have some in the upper parts, but you have to respect the fact that they could be, you know, in red buff with especially with it being an Inferno map. You know, it's easier to get through that area now.
For sure. You have Baron spawning in 1 minute. Drag soon after. Oh, Sejuani looking for an engage onto Red Ranger. Red Ranger might be in a bit of a trouble. He is able to walk it off. Sivir is dumping out the damage. Diana goes in, finds 2, is able to drop the Sejuani. Mordekaiser is going to be fine here. The Irelia is looking for a bit more. She does not find it. The Janna is peeling beautifully. He also here asking for some action. Will he find it? He finds the tornado onto that Irelia, but there's no follow-up.
That could have potentially been so bad for the dev.
Irelia finds 2 people with her ulti. Will there be more? Oh, she gets Mordekaiser romped, but nothing will come from it. This game has action after action with these skirmishing comps.
Oh, absolutely. They're just looking to brawl. Froggy Fighters, they're kind of in a position where they kind of have to look for these fights to try to snowball their lead onto Yasuo, and now their lead onto Sivir a little bit more before it's just kind of like they're facing a Shen, Diana, Aurelia, and a Mumu that all take, you know, 5 seconds each to kill, on top of the Misfortune who's just shooting and doing true damage and punching through from a mile away.
Yeah. We have drag spawning. Red side currently have the vision control. Blue side has bot lane pushed out. It won't be answered right now, but mid lane is yet to be contested. Pushing LP is going to push this thing out. Both top laners are fighting for control here. Drag is now started. Oh, Amumu's looking for the engage. He finds 4 people with his ulti. He's onto the Sivir. Sivir cleanses down. Is now trying to run away. Diana gets ulted in. She finds 2. Will there be any more? Yasuo gets burned down by the Aurelia. Now he falls. Aurelia is able to find 2. They're now onto the Sivir. Sivir drops. There's 3 people low. Will this Mordekaiser coming out of the mid lane will be able to find anything? Aurelia is a big problem. He gets stunned up by the Aurelia. Now ulted. Is he fine? He's gonna death bomb her. It's 1v1. He is gonna drop that shield and he kills 1. He's not able to find any more. The soul is picked up by the Mordekaiser. That is a ginormous play by pushing LP. Sadly, he's caught with his pants down trying to push out the mid lane and they lose the fight, but he's able to retrieve some losses.
That was an insane ultimate coming out from Venom to start the fight off. The MF ult did get canceled by the Janna. Once again, Fleas is just so good at Janna, honestly. Really showing how it's done with these tornadoes. But that fight could have ended so poorly for either side. And obviously, when you look at it in the grand scheme, I think that Froggy Fighters actually got the higher end just because they got Soul. The Mordekaiser coming in late, picking off 1, stealing Soul, which is insane. So unfortunate to see that happen for the devs.
Yeah. Not sure what happened to Smite, but it must have been used during that chaotic fight. Baron was picked up though. Let's see what they can do with that. They're looking to group up mid possibly. They have the side lanes pushed out. 1-3-1 is what their move is.
So Aurelia does currently have PP up, and so does Shen. Obviously, he's going to RN if he chooses to join the fight anyways. But just to note that Yasuo does not have either of his sums up, and the Mordekaiser does have TP. So if the Yasuo is able to get the roam off early enough, then they're able to make it a 5v5. But he has to match the Aurelia, or she's just going to take inhib if he's not careful. So that's one thing that they could definitely use to get a solid fight to, you know, go for an inhib. And if they end up getting like a really good fight that the Froggy Fighters don't want, then it could even be game at this point.
No, Fleas has been doing a phenomenal job controlling this vision. They're constantly creating this pressure because of the vision advantage that they have. She has all of this mid lane, around this mid lane, blown up with vision, so there's no fear of any flank, and they're able to safely clear out these Baron-empowered waves.
Oh, absolutely. Fleas has been performing so well this game in my I'm actually just so impressed. Obviously, I've not been able to watch a lot of these games. I haven't been able to cast any of these games until this one, but like
here, he gets ulted up by the Diana. The Sivir's trying to help out, but she gets caught up by the Aurelia ulti. Aurelia's looking for more people. Yasuo is able to find 1, is able to get the ulti off on the Aurelia, but Aurelia is too big of a problem. She's healing too much. She's able to find some few people. The fight is problematic for the red side, but the Mordekaiser is going to... Oh, he fails to flash over the wall, trying to look for DV4, but is not able to find it. This siege is looking good for the devs, I think.
I mean, they ran out of Baron.
Trade?
Baron buff's over, so it was a potentially good fight. The MF ult, it was off-angled a little bit for all of where the action was going on. It was just a little bit too far to the left, or else that could have been detrimental for Froggy Fighters in that fight.
Yeah. Able to fear off any of that Baron They're defending every tower that was up before it. They have the soul, and they are really powerful during these fights.
What is honestly incredible is that their Froggy Fighters is 4K down right now, just about 4K down, and they're still able to look for their own fights. Right, they're still being proactive. They're still making it look like it's not that big of a deal that they're 4K down. Right, I'm extremely impressed with the way that Ranger's looking for these fights and the way that they're communicating as a team. Um, I'm kind of surprised that they've only really been for the devs, that is, for them to really only be looking for the Amumu to start the fights, just because, like, yeah, obviously it's like he's a tank, he's a support, isn't meant to do damage, only meant to run in, press R, but I would have definitely liked to see a lot more like Diana flash in, huge Diana ultimate into Yasuo ult, or sorry, not Yasuo ult, into Aurelia ult. But I actually think that that's one of the reasons that Froggy Fighters has been able to maintain like getting all of these dragons, still looking for their own fights versus just playing on the back foot, right? There was been multiple times where it actually looks like the devs are on the back foot when I feel like they should be the ones pressing forward almost every time in every situation.
Yeah, we have Elder spawning here. Look at devs. They're bush cheesing here. The Janna Tornado is going to spawn out 4 of them. They all get knocked up, slowed up. The Elders now spawned. Who will look to make the first play? Who's going to pull the trigger? Will it be Diana or will it be Ranger that has been finding these fights all game? Pushing LP, looking and prowling. The tornado goes out. Okay, the Mumu flash ulti's on fire. The Misfortune ulti is going to shred 3 of them. They all drop instantly to the Misfortune ulti. Will Sivir and Yasuo find any more? The Shen ulti is a huge shield. Yasuo is able to find 1 trade back, but the Sivir is running away. She will clear out the bot wave, but the devs come out with the fight win. They're TPing mid. They're looking for the end, actually. Screw the Elder. We're gonna take the Nexus.
That is what I have been waiting for. Just a huge wombo combo of ults. So Amumu actually flashed in and basically stopped 2 people from getting into the fight, which was huge because then it just opened up the other 3 to just get completely womboed by the Aurelia, Misfortune, and Diana. Just beautiful play by Venom once again.
S flees here by alone, and she's not able to defend out the base. Devs
That is
picked up.
game 1 to the devs.
Game 1. What a scrappy match. That was... I really enjoyed that game. Very proactive on both sides. A lot of fighting. I would hope to see that coming out of the next game.
Oh, absolutely. And they need Froggy Fighters need to revise their champ select, in my opinion. I think that they need to pick something with a better win con versus just the Yasuo and Mordekaiser. They aren't really that great of hyper carries versus the MF, which is the best ADC right now. And of course, then there's also the Diana, huge burst, Aurelia, insane champion still. I think that it really just all comes down to champion select. So we'll see what happens this next time in game 2.
Welcome back. So, what would you like to see out of Froggy Fighters coming out of that game 1 with draft adaptations?
Either team fight, like heavy team fight, like I'm talking like AoE, like possibly a Rumble. I don't know if anybody on their team plays Rumble, or um, try to get the Lulu in first round, and then go Lulu Cog or like Lulu Twitch, something that does insane amounts of damage, just as a 2v2 because their bot lane extremely solid, right? They were playing weak side for the large majority of that game. So I'd like to see them actually funnel more resources into their bot lane and see if they're actually able to carry with them.
Yeah, I'd like to see Froggy Fighters either pick up the MF or ban it away if they're not able to play it. That thing looked really good coming out of Red Ranger.
Oh yeah, I mean they're first pick this round, so they could definitely do that.
I wonder if they're gonna run it back with the heavy 2v2 mid laners, or if they're gonna slow it a little bit down and play some mages. I doubt that's what we will be seeing, but it might happen.
I mean the devs, they had a lot of success on that comp. Obviously, there were some points where it was kind of getting scary for them, right? Frog Fighters were able to find some really good fights just with Ranger on the engage. So I'd like to see, maybe pushing LPs on somebody who can pick some fights, maybe a Camille, just to add to the Sejuani pick, right? I love the Sejuani pick for Ranger. I think that's a really solid pick that you should definitely pick up. Right now we're matching bans as last game, Silas and Nunu coming out. We'll see what Froggy Fighters decide to ban next. The Echo again.
Yep. It's the target bans the mid laner for the Froggy Fighters, and the devs forced to ban out these one tricks. Lux comes out like expected. Very similar to game 1. Let's see if they're gonna triple ban the mid lane. They're scared.
Aurelia.
Yeah, the Aurelia was dangerous
I mean,
last game.
it was a huge impact last game.
Yep. It looked like he was very comfortable on it, so taking him off of the comfort is gonna help out. Ooh.
And the Sejuani ban.
I like that ban. Ranger looked really good on the Sejuani.
Oh,
he was able to find so many fights for them.
Like if Ranger wasn't on the Sejuani and so comfortable on it, and he didn't know like what he could do and what he can't do, then I think that there's definitely a lot of potential that the devs just completely rolled him that game, versus the Froggy Fighters actually being able to proactively look for their own fights and actually do some stuff themselves. Picking away the Shen. Now that is Chad if I've ever seen it.
Yeah. Taking the Shen away as the B1. I like that play. Let's see if I would expect that
I mean, it leaves Misfortune open.
Yeah, it does leave Misfortune open. Red Ranger looked great on that. I'm sure DV4 knows the Shen counters, and we'll be able to find something really good into that. They actually opt into the Sivir over the Misfortune. This looking like they swap players or something here.
Yeah, it does.
I had to double check, but yeah, this is right. Sivir's picked up. The Shen was picked up for Froggy Fighters.
And the Thresh, okay. I always love to see Thresh picks, man. I love that champion so much. He's my goated ass champion. Like, I will always be a fan of seeing Thresh picks, alright? So, obviously, it all depends on what Froggy Fighters choose for their bot lane, because there's some bot lanes where it just feels so pointless playing Thresh. Obviously, he's already able to stop the Shen taunt with his Flay, a Leona pick.
Yeah, speaking of the Flay,
You get Misfortune instead, okay.
I like that Misfortune steal. So they're trading 80 carries. Misfortune, I like as the priority, but yeah, the Thresh is always a blast to watch, especially coming out on this game. We see Froggy Fighters pick up the Nami, which
So that's a
is
really good pick into Thresh. Obviously, low mobility character, and then Misfortune's low mobility as in terms of dashes, but the move speed buffs that they're able to get is actually able to kind of counteract the Sever's ult, at least a little bit. So hopefully that will work out for them. And then the Zac pick for the devs.
the
Fantastic
Zac
engage,
pick.
man.
Yeah, Ranger loves these tanky frontline boys that can find these fights. He's the one that does it best, and he's choosing the Zac here, which I love because Froggy Fighters have no way to stop it right now with the Nami pick and the Misfortune. That thing will fling in and likely knock up your team.
Alright, so bans targeting the jungler now with the J4. Maybe they're satisfied with the mid bans. I mean, that's another jungle. Sorry, I was looking at the other side. Another jungle ban coming out from the devs.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It was not Ranger that picked Zac. This is Giuseppe that picked the Zac. So stealing that away from
Oh, yeah,
Ranger.
but of
yeah.
course, it's still a fantastic character. I know that's gonna be another mid lane ban coming out from Froggy Fighters. I'm not completely certain what Sparks has for like a pocket pick or anything, but I hope it's good because he's banning a lot of these really strong mid lane, mid and late game carries.
Yeah, I like that ban. Targeting out these mid laners.
4 bans to mid lane. That's just insane. They're giving so much respect over to the devs mid laner here. And we'll actually see if it's a 5th ban. And so
Yeah.
it's going to be a Belveth ban.
Yes, Belveth ban?
Yes.
Okay.
They're
Belveth.
typing in the party chat right now.
I see that now. So Yasuo banned out Jarvan and Belveth for the devs. So for this red 4th pick, I would like to see mid lane or possibly top, but saving that top counter pick. Oh wait, we see Shen already, so whatever that DV4 likes to play into Shen.
Laner. Definitely save counter pick for mid lane. Just because there's 5. They're just target banning me at this point. Like that's just so BM. So Diana mid.
Yeah, it could be Diana mid. It could also be Zac top, actually. I've seen that be going around. It's really powerful into these tank matchups.
The Trundle. Oh, please play Trundle. I love that champion.
The Troll King
Oh,
himself
yeah.
gets locked
And they
in.
locked in Trundle. That's what I'm talking about. So that's just such an insane pick. They're able to disrupt the fights so much with the pillar. He's actually able to stop Zac engage with it, by the way, if he does it correctly. So either he pillars on top of like where Zac's about to land and stops the knockup, or he hits it mid engage. Either way will work. And then the Swain getting picked up for the mid lane on the side of Froggy Fighters.
Yeah, I really like that Swain pick. It's gonna be really strong with Diana and Zac diving into you. You pick up that Rylai's and you become a big menace. Yone is picked up for the mid laner here. It's gonna be a spicy one again. You got the Yone Zac Diana.
Do you think Diana's going top or mid?
I believe that Diana's actually jungle, but it's still up for debate. Zach could be top, Zach could be jungle. I'm not sure if DV4 is able to play that Zach top.
Yeah, I've never seen a Zac top personally, or at least like not in a very long time. Of course, I've been away for 9 months, so if it is like a thing that has been circulating, obviously I was really surprised when I saw Sejuani top. Uh, it's pretty cool seeing that being played, but we'll definitely see, and then that'll change the potential matchups just so much. If it's Zac top versus the Shen versus or words. If it's
Yeah,
the Zap Top versus Shen or one of the carries versus the Shen, because Shen is able to be extremely oppressive in the first few levels. We didn't see it last game because he was playing against a Mordekaiser, but one thing that Shen players will often do is actually take Flash Ignite and then just rely on ulting to influence the map. So they'll basically just look for kills in lane using Flash and Ignite and then just ult wherever they need. I've played plenty of that. It's really cheesy. He's an extremely strong duelist in the early levels, so we'll definitely have to see how that works out for them.
yeah. It's DV4 locking in the Zach here. It
All right.
does look like it's going top lane. I love the devs draft here. It's super flexible. They're showing off how they're able to move their parts around like a chess. And they're able to throw the Diana jungle, Zac top, and pick up that R5 counter pick mid lane with the Yone.
See, this game looks a little bit better for Froggy Fighters when it comes to draft. Obviously, they have the Shen, extremely powerful fight, and then in terms of hard engage, it's really just like Shen flash taunt and Nami ult, and then of course they can look for picks with the Trundle Pillar and the Swain E. But other than that, they're not going to be enabling the Swain very much, or Swain won't be enabling other CC very much because there's not very much to enable, if I'm honest.
Oh,
So we'll see how that all works out.
feetless. They got rid of that. Swain don't do that no more.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
I missed so much in the past 9 months. That's insane.
yeah. But yeah, Swain really wants everyone to come into him. Same with most of this team. So they want to be setting up for these objectives really early, being there first, and making sure that the enemy team comes into them. And with how Fleece has been playing, with all of her ward setups and, objective control, they should be able to find that as long as they're not falling too far behind.
So looking at the drafts side by side, once again, it looks like the devs just have all the power to pick the fights, right? Obviously, Thresh Q for picks, and then Yon ult, Diana engage, and Zac engage. They don't have a lot of ways to actually stop it beyond Nami ulting, and then just like everybody just running away, or like Misfortune E on top of it and running away, Trundle Pillar running away. But it's not the same disengage that they had last game with the Janna to try to bide some time and hopefully they scale with the Sivir. But right now it's kind of looking like on either side, it kind of looks like there's a timer uh, on both ends for either jungler to basically mess up the mid lane as much as possible, because you don't want a Swain being extremely fed. He gets really tanky in the later levels. And then, of course, Yone, we all know, we've all had it happen to us. Just a Yone just completely running away with a game.
Yeah, I'm expecting this game to start off a little slower than last game with how these new picks have evolved, but a lot of action once these objectives start spawning. And we're going to go to our spectator delay break. We'll see you in a few minutes.
drink and drive, but if you do, call me.
Evs looking for a cheeky level 1 invade. There is no 5-point coming out of blue side. They're going to be able to walk in with no vision.
The Nami's pretty far back. I don't know if they'll be able to catch her.
They see the invade, gets spotted out. Trundle was able to trade vision onto the enemy red. His fortunes gets the E off. She has Comet this game. She might have that nice mana flow band stacked up there. Yeah, she got a mana flow band stack.
I'm actually not a fan of the Arcane Comet. Obviously, it provides some more poke, so they'll be able to push out lane and look for prio on neutral objectives more, but I think that PTA just offers so much damage that you just can't ignore it, in my opinion. I think that's a pretty crucial flaw that has been made by Baratel.
Yeah.
And here, Thresh and Severo actually sitting in Tribush, looking for a cheesy. And they bailed out.
Yeah, opting into just getting the prio on the wave, not having a leash. Both teams know where the jungler started with their early vision. Diana is looking for that 6 camp. The
There's some trades coming out top lane. Zach is already extremely low.
Oh yeah. Trundle's going buff, and he might look to gank up top really early with like a level 3 gank. Ooh, Diana also looking here. Zach still being level 1. He hits 2. Shen engages onto him. Is able to slow him up. Did not hit the taunt, but now Diana's coming in. Zach has blob, so he should be fine. The flash comes out of the Shen. And will he be able to get out? He does get out. Trundle's now on his way. He has double buffs. Diana is going to walk it off. He might meet him in the tri-bush. This Trundle is scared. He has PT. He's on to Giuseppe. Giuseppe has to flash away, but the Trundle flashes forward and gets the first blood onto the Diana. What a great play. Heads up play right there. Has the double buffs, has the PTA, is able to find him on that tri-bush and just smack him up.
And that is just pathing difference. The Diana went for W second, even though was looking for a level 2 gank. Probably should have preemptively chosen E and then just directly went there from red, but that's not what Giuseppe decided to do, so kind of resulted in the gank being kind of a wash, and then the Trundle decided to go double buff Gromp to get level 3 and just capitalize.
Yeah, there's a fight going on in mid lane. Ooh, Swain gets a nice chunk onto the Yone, but Yone will retaliate with some damage with his E. This is pretty bad for Swain considering he has no TP. Yone will be able to back it up and TP back in and have a really nice lane to come to.
Man, it feels like I just blinked and the Swain was at 120 HP. That's so crazy.
Yeah. There's a lot of trading going on mid and top. And this Diana's gotta be really hurting with that early death. Trundle steals the big raptors, so she only gets the baby ones. So, we have Dragon spawning here in 20 seconds. How are you feeling about this?
I think that if Froggy Fighters want to take it, it's theirs. The Trundle is huge already. He has a Sheen from his first back, which is just so much damage that Diana right now only has a dagger.
Flash is forced out mid lane on the Yone, so an extra layer of pressure coming out from that Trundle. Yeah, back to what you were saying. Looks like mid lane's gonna have prio. Bot lane right now has priority, so if Trundle feels like he wants to strike, he can take it.
So right now, Giuseppe's actually counter jungling the Romp and might be looking for a dive onto the Shen. He's pretty low. Or actually, that's a bail out DV4.
Yeah, DV4 got the blob popped, but will Diana trade back? That is one health from pushing up P, is not able to finish off, but the Zac flashes forward, is able to finish him off, has to deal with the wave, but he will be fine. Does not die to the tower, and is able to pick up a plate while he's at it.
That was an excellent flash coming out from DV4. And meanwhile, obviously, they see the jungler top lane, so Trundle will be securing the first dragon of the game at 6 minutes. Just a Cloud Drake, so hopefully one of the, or whatever the soul is going to be a little bit more interesting. We'll see what the next thing ruled out will be here in a second. Mountain. Okay, so it's going to be a more interesting dragon coming out.
Yeah. Pushing LP feeling great about these trades, but Diana has been hovering the Zac, being able to support him if ever his blobs are about to get popped. Another fight coming out of this top lane, but pushing LP is getting the advantage. No blobs, you know, for this next time if he does drop.
And that's what I was talking about. The Shen is just such a strong duelist in the 1v1. It's incredible. So playing carries against him, that's why I was saying like he'll just take the ignite, because a squishy champion who just built, you know, whatever daggers or AP items, then they'll actually be getting ignited, killed in that situation, being, you know, 200 HP.
Yeah. Please, now no flash. Both flashes are down for blue side. The devs have a great summoner's advantage bot side. They should look for a gank with this Diana with now her ulti coming up. Should be some action going on down there.
Yeah, so what I
Harold-
expect to see is the Diana backing, or immediately looking to get Baron. But if she doesn't, then she'll probably be backing, getting boost, and then going down to bot lane looking for a gank.
Yeah, looks like she wants to opt into the Herald play. This is spotted out by the Trundle. Swain is trying to get his mid pushed out.
A little
Will they
late.
look to actually contest this? This Herald's going down really slow. They're stuck in the pit. Swain W hits two. They're just looking to shred down the Trundle, but it's not going to happen. Shen ulti's coming out. Will they be able to finish Ranger off? Ranger is flashing away. He is still alive. Giuseppe has to flash forward to finish him off. He does. The Diana is going to drop to the Swain. And Zach is able to make it out with his life, but they are going to lose Herald for that.
That is just so unfortunate. They
Herald that's
again.
Oh, play coming out of his ball side because there's no flashes. The freeze is going to drop. Now, Feral is looking to trade onto the Thresh. Thresh does go down. The MF should be able to get this wave pushed out. Red Ranger is not able to push out this wave, and he's in a bit of trouble. Oh, but we have Zach roaming down to bot lane.
Roaming down.
Oh, actually gets his flash.
Blows the flash. I do not think that was needed, personal opinion, but probably panicked a little bit.
I like the swagger of it. You know, he flashes the Zach Q and then puts up the question mark emote as if he did something. Oh. MF is able to crush the wave. Will she stay for more? Diana hovering this bot side, making sure that Red Ranger is able to get that back off. "10 minutes in, the devs are at a deficit, but I think that they should be looking pretty good coming up for this next drag. They have a big spike on Yon. He should be able to find some priority here.
So if the mid laners are actually in the fight, I actually would favor it over to the Froggy Fighters, just because Swain is so big right now, has Lost Chapter, Fiendish Codex, got that CDR, basically he's never going to run out of mana now. Insane wave clear potential, he'll be able to shove out waves a lot faster than Yon will be able to, or should. And we'll see what happens when it comes to who's able to rotate first in the bot lane. I think the Sever could potentially be more impactful depending on how the MF ults, but we'll just have to see about that one.
Yeah. You see Flea's setting up that vision like has been, but looks like they're going to be fighting for the control of this river. Giuseppe and Yon are able to take out some wards, get that river control, and look for a fight mid lane, actually. When should be fine. Oh wait, Diana is able to land a Q, but can't find any more.
But he's chunked.
Zach is here. Will he be able to finish him off? He gets ulted up by the Nami, gets knocked up. They have to run away from the Swain. Shen is not able to find the taunt onto him, but he gets bubbles. He's not able to find the Zach kill. Oh, Yon is onto the
He flashed
Nami.
for it.
Well, this is looking really bad for the devs. They are getting completely pushed out of the mid
Here's
lane.
Misfortune on the backside.
Silver ulti gets popped to try to help disengage. Misfortune is able to find one with the double up. And the devs are backing with their tails tucked between their legs.
That just seems so unnecessary by the devs, right? They chunked out the Swain. He had to go back. He doesn't have TP, right? What's keeping you from just turning and going to get control over Dragon? You know what I mean? Like, there's no... One of their strongest members right now is out of the fight. you should just turn and look for Dragon. You guys have a Yone who's healthy, but instead the Yone greeds trying to get the Swain after Zach also greeds trying to get the Swain. Just seemed like a lot of needless fighting there.
Yeah, I fully agree. Their goal was to help the Young get that wave pushed out so they can move into the river, but instead they choose to fight and it was not successful. Oh, fighting going on top lane. These are two beefy boys, not...
Yeah, they're just tanks. I don't think either of them are going to die solo unless one of them's just like seriously messing up or like AFK or something at this point.
Yeah.
Like mid lane, the Yone is obviously trying to scrap as much as possible. The Swain is always looking for these charges, and to respond to him, it's kind of like he has to go on the aggression.
I actually believe this is lethality misfortune here. Oh wait, there's a play possibly coming out of the top lane. The Diana is able to pick up the kill onto the Shen, but now there's a counterplay onto the mid lane. Yone is forced to flash or ulti out, but he gets flash followed by the Trundle. Will Trundle be able to find any more? He did ulti him. He gets the chomp down. Oh, Yone tries to return it, but fights off too much. They do, but here comes Yone, or Zach and Diana is able to finish off the Trundle and Swain. This is just skirmishing back and forth there. You don't have their top laner, so overextending, and that trade from the Yone might not have been necessary, but it keeps him there.
So grief on both sides. You know, the Yone, he was out. He could have just walked away, and then on the other side, it's like they chased so far, put a flash from Ranger into the attempt, ult from Ranger into the attempt, you know? Just seems so grief on both sides. I think that's like a major miscommunication error.
Yeah, it looks like some desperate plays kind of coming out. So, how do you feel about the lethality misfortune in this game?
I mean, I think that crit misfortune is definitely better in general. Obviously, the only like beefy tank that they're gonna have is gonna be Zach on the devs team, but I wouldn't say it's terrible per se. But I definitely think that crit Caitlyn would have been better, just because that's like the highest rune weight build. Kraken Slayer is an insane item. Match it with PTA, insane combination. Of course, it's all based on ult, you know what I mean? And you don't have insane wombos except with the Nami when it comes to ult. Obviously, Trundle Pillar is able to block off like an entire side, so they'll be stuck in it. And another flash coming out from Fleas actually. I'm pretty sure that it was gonna...
Oh, is able to find the Nami with the flash ulti. And blowing that flash right before that is able to set up the Diana and find that kill. Mid lane, there's some action going on. The Yone ER misses the Swain. Are they going to be able to find any more? The Zach is going to double knock up, but he's not able to find anything. Diana has no ulti for this. The Zach is pretty blobs. Will they be able to defend it? They're going to kill off the blobs. Zach biting off a little bit too much.
So, back to that like bot lane. And oh, Baratel just runs at Sever under tower and dies for it, but that's pretty Giga Chat of him to do. Just not caring, you know, just ADC tanking tower, solo turret dives, and another fight in the mid lane with an Ranger.
Oh, the Shen gets the taunt onto the Yone. Yone has nothing to be able to defend himself and drops in the mid lane. Alright, Herald's getting dropped. This mid lane tower should fall. And this perfectly sets them up for this drag. This will be sole point if they're able to secure it. Their drag allows them to leverage that soul after that and come starting this snowball really from that play.
Problem with this drag look is that 3 of their members are half HP. Swain's looking pretty detrimental on mana, so is Trundle. Of course, MF is back with ult, full HP, just bought. But I'm not sure if they should actually be looking for a fight here.
At that point, will they choose to fight it though? They're hovering, but this is getting shredded down. The flash engage comes out from Young, finds the Nami only. The Misfortune ulti shreds through 2 people, but here's the Swain. Swain's in there. He's able to kill one. Blue team's able to find the red team. Diana secures the dragon. Will the Swain find the E? He finds the E onto the Yone, and Yone drops 2. That is disastrous for the devs, but they are able to get the dragon, deny that soul point.
That was an amazing flank by Sparks and Fleas. Just running in there, Swain ulted, just doing damage to just about everybody. Nami ult. The MF ult, unfortunately, did not have as much value as Lethality Misfortune would have wanted, but the fight still turned into a good outcome, so it doesn't really matter. Unfortunately, Dragon was secured by the devs, or unfortunately for Froggy Fighters, it was secured by the devs. So they're not on soul point yet, and we'll have to wait till next Dragon.
Yeah. Froggy Fighters are able to pull up with a 3k gold lead now, and are in a pretty demanding lead after that team fight win.
So one thing that I'd like to emphasize is when it comes to these fights that they're having, right? They're fighting a lot, okay? Even if like the fights aren't really occurring in kills, but most of the fights that end up with kills are completely based on no vision. And there's another fight going on in the bot lane where Zac just gets 4-man, and once again it's like he has no vision, you know what I mean? And he doesn't have a tower. He has no business being this far up, right? It's just a bunch of macro misplays by both teams. Honestly, they're just constantly being caught out with no vision. They don't know where the enemy team is.
Looking
and
to
now
break this tier 2.
they just get a free tier 2 because of the macro decisions that the devs have made.
Yeah, Zac going in onto the Misfortune, thinking that she might be alone, but little did he know, 3 people were hovering her, and they're able to get him isolated and kill off that Zac. Baron has now spawned. The blue team doesn't have a great way to shred down that Baron, so they have to find a really strong teamfight win to be able to turn on to that.
That's true, and that's actually another reason that Crit Caitlyn, in my opinion, is just going to be better, is because in games like this, then there's really no way to like burn down these very big neutral objectives. Baron, obviously, and then if the game goes to it, Elder Dragon. Just fight over Scuttle.
Yep, that control for the Baron is now the dance right now that they're playing. You know, to get the vision, they're trying to control mid wave and top wave, and if people overextend, they could look for these fights. Young's able to take down the tier 1 bot.
So that is an example of good split pushing, right? Knows that you know, they have a lot of vision in this area around Baron, so he saw multiple members over there, so he knows that he's not going to get 1v4'd out of nowhere. So that makes it safe for him to walk up, get the tower in the 1v1 or uncontested. I'm not sure. I wasn't watching where push and LP was at that moment, but hopefully they can, you know, kind of do a mental reset and keep doing these like smart and educated macro decisions.
Yeah, we have Dragon coming up in less than a minute. Blue side are opting to put their bot
Yo,
lane
just
top.
ulted away from this Swain.
Yeah, Yone's ulti is now down. It's going to be really hard to fight for this Dragon without that crucial cooldown. Oh, there might be a play happening mid. The devs are looking for a play. Diana is able to find the Q. That's a knockup and a double knockup onto the Swain. He's not able to pop his ulti. The fight is breaking out, but Swain is bursted down. pushing up P, is trying to peel, but he's not enough. His Fortune ulti goes wide. No, it actually kills the Yone, but red team is able to find a nice team fight win here in the mid lane right before this dragon. Oh, they're looking for some more. Misfortune's up though. Will she be able to retaliate enough damage? She gets sprayed, but she is killing one, killing two. These are a tower dive, but Zac is fine. She kills the Thresh only under that tower.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. That fight, you know, Sparks is walking up and it's like, okay, yeah, he has the trundle behind him, cool. But where is the mass of the enemy team, right? Like, you don't actually know where they are. And, you know, your Misfortune and your Nami are not completely with you at that moment. So it's like, you kind of get engaged on. And, of course, like, the Shen ult, the misconception of, like, it's just going to bail you out no matter what, was probably there a little bit. But it was simply, like, once again, you don't know where the enemy team is. You can't really choose a fight there. You know, your team's not with you yet. So hopefully they, you know, like, think about that, realize that that's the mistake that they're making, and they're able to kind of like push on the brakes a little bit versus just slamming on the gas pedal repeatedly.
Yeah, it's really important to be able to get vision down before you're pushing out mid lane.
Or even push out mid lane to get vision. Right, like either one's okay as long as you have a safe way to face check bushes.
Now Baron's the only objective on the map here. They're hovering, trying to get vision. Diana is looking for a play. Misfortune's all alone. She will get bursted down, but Nami gets two people on the bubble. They're able to find one. The TP comes out of Zac. He is trying to get out of there. He's able to find some knockups. He's trying to buy enough time for Red Ranger to get here. But Sivir ulti comes out. She's able to find a lot of damage. She gets taunted up. She kills one on the Nami. Swain's dealing a lot of damage. She's able to drain tank, but Sivir is trying to retaliate. Now Ranger's here. He's on the Trundle. Will he be able to help Sparks out? They're shredding people. Swain's uncontested. He's killing everything. Now it's just the Sivir. Sivir dies under turret. Blue team miraculously finds the fight win after Misfortune dies right off the front.
So that was looking really, really bad for Froggy Fighters simply because their Trundle wasn't there and it took them so long just to get this Zac at that low of HP. Obviously, like, in a situation like that, you need to pick the tank, just ult him, boom, you're shredding him. But in that scenario, then it took them a really long time, and it took all the way up until Trundle got there to actually be able to turn the fight. But I think that kind of symbolizes the state of the game right now, right? The timer's up, right? This Swain is an absolute monster now. So we'll see how the devs are able to deal with it, but they might not be able to.
Yeah. And Swain just, if he's not dealt with early, he just drains up and is able to kill everything with that, the Liandry's.
You know, he's compared to the Yone, you know, he's 20 CS up, he's 6-2 and 9, right? Insane score line. He's just an absolute monster right now. And of course, like, he's consistently able to find these E's, even on like the back end of the fights, right? That's actually how he killed the Yone in the last fight. Is like the fighting was already happening, and then he just tossed out like a random E to the already like 300 HP Yone and hit him and killed him.
Yeah. It's really on to Red Ranger to be able to kill him, but staying in that Swain circle, you get shredded, and the Sivir just does not have the range to really deal with it right now.
Yeah, and they pick Thresh, right? Obviously, don't think of the... In this game, Thresh, it's like, alright, it's Thresh, whatever. There's not a lot of value when it comes to peel for Thresh this game. And here they're looking for another fight.
Ooh, Trundle Pillar just barely doesn't knock the Sivir into the team, but does get her ulti blown.
So yeah, like I was saying, the Thresh, right? Probably would have been a lot better to pick an enchanter this game. Lulu was up. Janna was up. Janna's still insane character. But even Yumi, it can go onto the Yon as well, not just Sever. So there's a couple different avenues. But it's just kind of like the Sever kind of has to like face tank all the damage from the Swain, who's immediately gonna start looking at her. And here we're looking at another fight.
Obviously, the fight Bubble goes on to Thresh. The Misfortune ulti coming out. The Thresh has to blow his flash, but that's misfortune for a Thresh. The flash comes out. The Diana is trying to find the fight. The Misfortune is going to be able to survive it. The Swain is in there. He's going to kill 3. They just get shredded.
That was an excellent Nami ult from Fleas. It basically stopped all of the follow-up from the devs, right? It was huge. Giuseppe going in, ult Zonia's to survive, and then DV, obviously, big tank. He just takes all the damage, not even sweating it, but the Nami ult completely like zoned off the rest of the devs, and it allowed Sparks to basically just go in and annihilate all of them.
Yeah, they opting into taking that drag and looking to push out the mid and bot. Baron was up, but they seem to be too far and not willing to take that.
So now the Froggy Fighters are on Soul Point. Of course, if the devs are able to keep getting these Hextech Drakes and get 2 more, then that's an insane amount of passive buffs from the Hextech Drakes. They don't have, in my opinion, they don't have the best ways to utilize them. Obviously, Yon and Sever, huge for attack speed, but beyond that, it's like, okay, so Diana, who already is going to have pretty short cooldowns at this point in the game, is going to have shorter cooldowns, and then so is Thresh, and so is Zac, right? And their cooldowns are already going to be pretty short. It might just allow them to cycle through more, maybe look for a fight, pull back off if they're able to, and then look for another fight. Just kind of like playing a little bit of guerrilla warfare, going in, pulling back, going in, pulling back again with the reduced cooldowns.
Yeah, for sure. Featless, what does the devs need to do to find a teamfight win? Maybe they just need a pick. They're onto the trundle, but this guy's tanky. The Misfortune ulti is onto 4. The Diana is trying to look to turn it back, but it might not be enough. She is going to drop the Swain that is ghosted. He's looking to kill the whole team. This might be the game. They're going to send it mid lane.
That might be game. I'm not completely certain. It will definitely be an inhib and Baron though. So, like the question that you asked, what do the devs need to do for a teamfight win? Is 1, get vision control. The Froggy Fighters are just completely stomping on them when it comes to vision control, and it does actually look like they're going for the end. And looking at timers, they're gonna end.
GGs are getting dropped in the chat.
What a game.
So that's 1-1.
1-1 in the series.
What a chaotic series. They're fighting to the very end, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I like these two teams and the way that they play the game, right? They're always looking to fight each other. But unfortunately, where the devs are lacking, especially in that game that I noticed, was their vision control, right? They don't have any vision of the enemy team, right? Like, yeah, sure, they find a pick, I guess, kind of, but it's on the Trundle who's, building like Divine Sunder, Death's Dance. Like, you're not gonna kill that guy, especially like he has Bork, and then he's just gonna R and he's just gonna sustain through a lot of your damage. And then like the MF is able to just get a free like 4-man ultimate for like a second and a half, 2 seconds. So it really all just came down to vision control that game.
Yeah, well, we'll see you for the game 3. Turn on Silver Scrapes and We'll be back after this break. Welcome back. This is game 3 of Devs versus Froggy Fighters. The Devs choosing to go onto blue side, the favorite side for these matches.
With
They're
an
leading,
immediate Swain ban. Immediate.
leading out
That
with that Swain
Swain
ban.
was a menace.
Looks like Froggy Fighters might go back to just banning all mid laners again.
I do like that the devs have decided to show Spark some respect and ban at least one of his champions, right? They know that he has that pocket pick now, so maybe Froggy Fighters aren't able to ban Yasuo, and that's one of the priority picks that they choose instead, but we'll just have to see. The Yone did not look too impressive coming out from It's Time for Change.
Yeah.
That's a lot to say. I'm gonna just call him Change or Time, one of the two. But and the Shen ban can't pick it up, so they're gonna ban it? Question mark.
Yeah. It looks like the Lux is getting through ban phase. Lee's specialty pick, and Misfortune, which has won both of the games, is also through ban phase. So let's see if they prioritize that. Shen is banned, so that won't be the B1 here. Misfortune, as predicted, is the priority here.
Also a really good first pick. You know, that champion incredibly strong. Obviously, they went 2 different builds, but so far, Misfortune in the series is 100% win rate.
Yeah, it shows why it's pick a ran every game, and it's performing like it is.
The Ornn pick, I absolutely love Ornn. I like if I'm gonna draft a team comp, it's gonna start with Ornn. Like, let me just tell you, like I love that champion. His late game buffs to his teammates, absolutely incredible. So let's see if they pick more late game champions to kind of mix with that. You know, maybe a Cog Lulu. Obviously, Lux is still up. Yasuo also really good. A lot of knockup coming out of Ornn.
Yeah,
So the
that's
Yasuo
just
is locked in.
that shows the confidence in this Yasuo. He's willing to just blind pick it, and as long as he's got another knockup, he's ready to brawl it out. The
So
devs,
change does want a mid laner pick before they ban everything away. All right, so it's good to know that he thought about that. And he's like, man, if I don't pick something, they're just gonna ban 2 more of my champions, bro.
yeah, Sejuani could be an option. They chose that with the Yasuo last time. They might want to run it back. They're going to actually opt into possibly the Nami.
So I really like the Nami pick here versus last game. I wasn't a big fan of it for last game. Obviously, they won, so no harm, no foul. But in this game, it's so big. In congruence with the Ornn ult, huge team fight potential, a lot of CC coming down from these non-damage dealers that are able to just set up Yasuo, right? And that's just talking about Yasuo so far. We'll see who they pick for jungle, maybe a Fiddlesticks, right? That would be insane for team fights.
Yeah, devs. I would like to see them target out AD carry if they can pinch the AD carry pool down to like a to see a Poppy ban. That is really interesting. They're afraid of the Poppy because this Akali is really reliant on the dashes, and it's a great lineup with the Yasuo.
And Poppy's a really competent jungler. Obviously, that's the only role that she'd really be able to go at this point, but definitely a very strong jungler. And then the Diana ban coming out from Froggy Fighters. I mean, they showed it off. It was really good. Respecting that Trundle could be flexed to top, have DV4 playing it instead.
Yeah. I feel like that kind of pinches themselves because I would have loved to see that Diana with the Yasuo.
Oh, absolutely. And again, it's just like AoE. Like at this point, it's like more AoE. Just get more. All right, like just all of it.
Yeah. The Sivir gets banned out. That was the comfort pick last time. Who will we see coming out of the bot lane this time? We could see Caitlyn, maybe a Ashe or Ezreal. I know that Jinx was banned out game 1 from him, so let's
I would
see
love
what
to
he
see
opts
the Ashe
into.
pick. I'm a huge fan of Ashe, fave ADC to play.
Yep.
Just being able to pick your own fights. And the Jhin, also insane champion, right? The late game potential on that character is just absolutely nuts. So obviously doesn't have AoE, but doesn't need it because one crit's gonna do like 800 damage.
Yeah. If Jin comes out, he has the range to follow up on the Ornn and Yasuo, but he may struggle against Trundle Pillar and be able to peel off the Akali. Zillion gets picked up for the devs. It will be able to initiate and enable these, divers with the Trundle and Akali.
So looking at the Tukans, it kind of looks like they switched it around a little bit, right? So with the Sejuani locked in, that will confirm a Trundle top lane and an Akali mid, Sejuani jungle. So it kind of looks like the devs are going to be looking for more of like a split or like a 1-3-1 this game. Probably going to see the Akali with TP, and they're going to try to avoid team fights, hopefully, just because the Froggy Fighters have such a strong team fight already, just with their first 3 picks. And the Gragas, oh no. Oh no, and Gragas, I love to see that pick.
I love Gragas.
Flashies.
Yeah, it pairs up perfectly with that Yasuo and Jhin.
he will be looking to fight with that Yasuo, and if they're able to find these fights, they will be able to snowball.
So one thing that we'll have to watch for is if the fighters are synced up or not, right? They have a lot of anti synergy with the Gragas involved, right? Obviously, like small skirmishes, cool, but with like large scale team fights, then the Gragas ult could easily just knock everybody out of range of the Nami ult or even the Ornn ult. So we'll see what happens with that. But looking at draft, Froggy Fighters, they know that these fights have been very common, and just it's been fight this entire series. So they drafted a disgusting team fight comp, and then the devs are actually. It looks like they kind of want to turn away from it, right? Zillion. Usually, when I'm looking at like a team that's built for Zillion, you're gonna see like a hyper scaling mid. Like a Victor, Syndra, something like that. So then the ult has a lot more value because the abilities are going to be coming back very often and do a lot of damage versus the Akali, who's more I wouldn't say single target, but she's an assassin. So beyond, you know, like the very short fights, then Akali's not going to see as much value. Hopefully that will not be the case, and they'll just be sticking on like the 1-3-1, like I said, speeding up the Trundle or the Sejuani, looking for picks.
Yeah, picks will probably be the name of the game here. Being able to get caught out from super long range with the Ornn and Sejuani, we will see a need for coordination from both these teams.
And the
And
devs are going to have to fix their their vision problem, right? From last game, it was so huge. Like I can't even stress that enough, right? Like the entire reason that they fell so far behind, the reason that they lost so many fights was because they did not have vision of the enemy and they chose to fight anyways, which was just a huge mistake um, on them. And hopefully they'll fix that and continue or play their comp how I imagine it to be intended to play. Um, of course, anything can happen in game, so we'll definitely have to see what actually does happen.
yeah, hopefully we see a lot of action with Akali and Yasuo coming out. I suspect that we see, these dragons and heralds early being contested from both teams, and you know, fights breaking out.
Oh,
And
absolutely. So the Akali and the Yasuo both want to snowball as soon as possible because if the Akali is extremely behind, then it's gonna feel even worse than last game. Um, for change, yeah, for change because you're an assassin, right? If you're behind, you're kind of useless. Uh, so it's a risky pick. I'm not gonna say it's a bad pick, especially if they do go for this like 1-3-1 strategy where Trundle takes Hullbreaker, right? Is looking to posture up, draw multiple people because he's able to kill the Ornn, right? Once there's a few items up, then he will definitely be able to be solo killing the Ornn if he goes unchecked. So we'll see what exactly does happen, but that's what I want to see out of the comps, right? The devs, I want to see them pushing up, getting them to, uh, kind of have to run around the map playing on the back foot versus the Froggy Fighters who are going to be wanting to try to force on the 3 in the 1-3-1 extremely quickly. Like it's all about timing for the Froggy Fighters if the devs are doing it well. So that's what I'd like to see. What actually happens, we'll just have to wait and see.
yeah, well, we're about to get into this. We have our 3-minute delay coming up, and I hope you enjoy for our game 3.
control their own destiny. A land of the truly free, damn it! A nation of action, not words, ruled by strength, not committee! Where the law changes to suit the individual, not the other way around. Where power and justice are back where they belong. In the hands of the people! America's diseased, rotten to the core. There's no saving it. We need to pull it out by the roots. Wipe the slate clean. Burn it down! And from the ashes, a new America will be born. Evolved, but unchanged. The weak will be burned. And the strongest will thrive. Free to live as they see fit. They'll make America great again!
We see another level 1 play from both teams. Red side going through bottom, blue side going through mid.
I think the Gragas, Gragas is leading, so he's probably going to look for a body slam, potentially a flash body slam.
Yeah, they might run into each other here. Zillion and
Trundle's walking away right
Sejuani.
now.
Oh, Zillion might spot them out. He spots them out. He will be running. Nothing happens. They see each other. Red side are able to get some wards down in the jungle.
It's GG. Flea's just got 60 gold. It's over.
Oh my goodness.
It's over. Good game.
Flea's-
Well played.
With
Flea's
her
is just
mana
won the game.
flow band and the cash out. Oh, she's actually forced to pot. Doesn't have enough time to back, so she'll be starting off down a potion and a little bit of health.
Doesn't matter. She has 60 gold. It's over.
We might see a ginormous lead come out from this Nami. We got 60 gold in the pocket.
All right. Also, chat. I probably should have apologized earlier, but I'm sorry that my mic is such poor quality. My headset actually died in the past couple days, so I'm using earbuds right now, and I'll be getting a new one here shortly in a few days. So it'll be the last time.
Both AD carries are actually missing the first 3 minions. Jin missed out on all 3 minions XP, so he'll be getting to level 2 way behind.
Way late. That is not what you want to see for the beginning of this game.
No. So I'm expecting for Yasuo to get priority mid lane. Jin and Nami might be able to find priority with their wave clear, and Zillion not being incredibly strong laner. And then top lane is going to be heavily Trundle favored. So we see Gragas routing up. Possibly a play happening mid lane. Sejuani's from behind. Yasuo's going in at the same time. The Kali Lancer E is able to find the some damage, but Yasuo's forced to flash away. That's really good for the mid lane matchup for change. Getting that flash blown early.
And Ranger just... Oh.
The 2v2 is happening right now. No. Just needed the pig to help her out.
Yeah, I think Ranger should have waited a few more seconds on there. Definitely would have been pretty fatal, or potentially fatal, probably below Flash if he had just waited a few more seconds so that Sparks was able to dash through minions to get closer to her.
Yeah. Well, I hope to
Sparks
see
again.
a return gank onto that mid lane with the Yasuo Flash down. He will be pushing up.
absolutely.
Oh! Double bomb onto the bot lane. Nami's falling a bit low. The exhaust has to get dropped down onto the fourth shot on Jin. Trading going on to everywhere. All three lanes. Top lane right now. Grundle's dropping low. Will he be able to be fine? He is fine for now. His wave doesn't look super good. He might have to back out and TP back. He's opting into saving TP. Oh, Sejuani is here onto the bot lane. Gets sped up by Zillion. Flashes forward onto the Nami. Nami dodges out everything. Misfortune flashes forward to finish off the first blood and is able to find the first blood onto the Sejuani.
So actually something to note is that Fleas did drop exhaust onto Misfortune, and I'm pretty sure that is what kept Misfortune from getting this first blood and it going over to the Sejuani. So obviously still died, still gave first blood, but at least it's not on Misfortune.
Yeah.
And then top lane, Trundle just being able to walk out just barely with the pillar. Something to note is in these early trades, Ornn, I've been playing this game for so long, and I am still unsure where all of his damage comes from. And the Nami is just bullying.
Is in a bit of trouble. He's going to look to give the kill up to the Nami. He's overgrading for that Gromp steal and was not able to find it, and it actually gets punished really hard.
These players just are fighting and fighting and fighting, and obviously there's only 2 kills on the board, but that doesn't really represent like how much or how many fights and trades have been taking place across the entire map.
Yeah, no fear for this game 3. They are going to find their lead. Oh, Yasuo going into the Akali. Akali is in a bit of trouble. She dodges out on the tornado, just barely surviving. Yasuo had ulti. She would have been dead if she got hit by that. But now she is 6 with Flash, so Yasuo has to be pretty afraid.
Does this tornado reveal you if you're Akali?
I don't know. That champion's bullshit. So it could reveal.
I'm not sure if it does. I think that it just gives you like the camouflage, but his ult being a target, I don't think that he actually would have been able to ult her there. And he doesn't have enough damage at this point in the game with just the D-Blade level 6 to kill her with just that one tornado, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So full boots are being bought by both mid laners, and an extra dagger on top for the Yasuo, who's just a little bit ahead in CS. And now
he's breaking out top lane. The Ornn tries to break through the pillar, but does not get through it. Gragas is now here. The trade's half. Oh, gets double bomb mid body slam, and they are able to walk it off. They're able to crash the tower to crash the wave to the tower. So Misfortune's feeling pretty good about that. But Rangers looking onto the dragon. First dragon will probably be secured by team. Is this Devs on the red side?
No, Dev. Yeah, Froggy Fighters are red.
Froggy Fighters picking up the first dragon.
Trey's coming out mid lane, just showing how much damage just a Source Boots Akali is able to do by proccing Electrocute. Absolutely disgusting. And that's through Yasuo's shield.
Yeah. We should expect these level 6s to be coming out pretty soon here for these junglers. And I expect a lot of action once they get these.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure after red buff, Sejuani will be. And same with Gragas? No, he's a camp behind. Wait. No, I'm mixed up. What? What is going on with these junglers?
Well,
I was looking at Sejuani thinking that she's in her jungle and then Gragas is in his jungle, but that's completely false. They're actually, yeah, they're vertically jungling right now. Basically just taking the prio that Trundle gives Ornn, and then Jin Nami
Oh, Nami might be in a bit. No, she will be fine, but has to blow the exhaust onto the Misfortune.
That's just so unfortunate. So many summoners have been caused to be blown from Fleas in these fights. This game and last game, just constantly having like one summoner down, two summoners down, quite often for team fights, which is just so unfortunate to see.
Oh, possible 2v2 happening here. Oh, the Gragas ulti goes out, hits the Akali, the Yasuo gets the follow-up, but will the Yasuo fall? The Akali's dealing a lot of damage. Now she's onto Gragas. Gragas is also forced to flash. That's both flashes getting dropped by the fighters, the Froggy fighters.
And in the top lane, they're also trading, and Orange just whiffed his ult completely. He basically R2'd late, so it just went right past him and did not hit the Trundle, but I don't think he could have killed him.
Yeah.
This and DV also blew his flash in the trade.
Trundle having full priority all game against this Ornn. He's looking for a solo kill right now, actually. Drops the ulti, he gets the chomp, and is able to get that final auto to drop him down. But now there's also a fight happening, but the Fleas was in trouble, but gets the bubble onto the Sejuani. They're forced to disengage now. Gragas is coming. He has no ulti or flash. I think Red Ranger is slowed up, is now forced to flash. Will Ranger, the Gragas, be able to find anything? He is not. So Summoners getting blown left and right here bot lane.
An excellent ult to completely stop the engage from the Sejuani there. Fleas just really showing how comfortable she is on her champions. Both Gianna and Nami just being able to peel for her team in team fights, and also for her ADC and herself in this bot lane.
Yeah, Sejuani looking for a repeat gank maybe, but it is spotted out. Oh, Gragas is on the flank on this Akali, is able to find the E, looking to get the ulti. Oh, Akali is able to turn it. Sejuani's here just in time to look onto the Yasuo. Yasuo gets stunned up. Will they be able to finish it? He hits the ulti onto two, but he's able to only kill the Sejuani. The ulti actually only holds him up. Now Fleece is in trouble. The Akali flashes forward for the triple kill. That is sushi. Good night to Fleas.
That was a very crucial, a very critical mistake made by Fleas, and just by their team in general. Obviously, it's a good look, don't get me wrong, but they know that the Akali has flash still, and then also has her W up, so it's kind of hard to look for the fight. The way that Gragas ulted knocked her into, other parts of the shroud, so it wasn't exactly like the best way to get the Yasuo ult off. If he knocked her the other way, then she actually would have been out of the ult.
Oh.
And
Ornn's looking for a fight top lane. He's gonna get the ulti onto the Trundle, but Trundle has the ulted. Oh, Sejuani is now here. Trundle just barely survives. This is a 2v2. Will Gragas find this ult Q onto the Trundle? Trundle is able to heal up with the Sunder, but he does drop finally in the end, pushing LP with a big statement play on the Ornn on this hard losing matchup, is able to find stuff happen with Ranger finishing off that kill.
I don't think the matchup is hard losing yet. So I think that late game, then the Trundle will be able to just out-sustain his damage. Obviously, Ornn's just going to have insane tank items, but I think that in the small trades that DV4 should be looking for, which is really hard playing Trundle, obviously, then I think that he will be able to come out ahead pretty well later on. But fighting early game Ornn is extremely difficult because a lot of the tanks in the game have really good base damage, and Ornn specifically has really, really good base damage. So it's extremely difficult to fight him even when you're playing another tank, and especially when you're playing another carry, because he's building tank items and he does just as much damage as you. There's another fight. Nothing gonna happen. Yasuo just walks away after knocking up.
controlling the river for this drag.
Man, this top lane is just scrapping non-stop. And now they're looking for a potential fight.
Yeah,
here in river.
this vision is getting fought for. The river control. Bot lane is pushed out, but Dragon's not started up just yet. Looks like they're going back to neutral lanes.
So it's really hard to look for kills on either side without the knowledge of where everybody is. And I do like to see that the devs have kind of like pulled back on the reins a little bit and been like, okay, we don't know where these people are, or if we do, are they in like a good position for us to go for this fight? So I do like to see that coming out from the devs, because that was like their major downfall last game. And it's going to be crucial. Their Akali is huge, and they want to keep that lead just so that she can stay very relevant in this game.
I guess he started up to Dragon, but Sejuani's looking for a play bot and finds the ulti onto the Nami. Nami's not able to flash it out of it. Now Gragas has to get off a drag. That was a beautiful play by Giuseppe. He's able to find the ulti onto the Nami, flash right into it.
Yeah, Fleas did actually flash that fight, which is very unfortunate.
Before looking for the tower dive onto the Ornn, he ulted him up. He's really squishy, but he gets knocked out by the Ornn R2. He drops to the tower. Like, beautiful play by the Ornn, being able to cut it out. Now there's a play onto the drag. They're looking onto Gragas, but they're not able to find it.
Yeah, that just seems like a miscalculation from DV4 by getting a little hungry up there.
Ornn has TP. He's looking at TP mid lane. The play is breaking out. The Akali goes onto the Nami. She is not dead yet. The Sushi gets fried up. The Zillion is in a bit of a trouble. So is the Akali. Who will go down first? The Akali is actually going to find the kill onto the Gragas, but no, Gragas is killing the Akali, but now Jhin drops down. What an insane fight. Gragas is in a bit of trouble. Let's see who they give it. Oh, Yasuo's looking to turn, actually. Ornn gets stunned up. He's had the bomb on him. Blows up the Yasuo. There is a scary dive potential here. DVV4 is looking for it, but gets killed up by the tower because there's no wave.
Flashbacks from 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
So that was actually potentially going to be extremely good out from Sparks. He landed a knockup onto all 4 of them, and then right as he did that, then he got stunned up by the Sejuani E. Extremely unfortunate. Could have been
double bomb onto the Ornn. He will drop down to the misfortune. The TP comes out too from the Akali. Will find 2. The tower is gonna drop, but Jhin finds a trade kill onto 1. Is looking for a few more. The Trundle just barely survives 1 health. They're disengaging with the Zillion. Gragas is on the side. That is not enough for the Jhin snipe. Gragas is possibly looking for an ulti. These guys are all low. 4 people. Gragas is in. He has the Predator. He finds it onto just Zillion. The Jhin ulti curtain call is opened up. They find 3. It's just the Piggy under tower. Will we make bacon tonight? Back gets canceled out by the Jhin. Will Jhin finish it off? Won't auto, and he's dead. Beautiful played by Ranger. Is able to find the long con around the tower.
So that was really good. They lost a lot of gold there, and they're still down a little bit over 1k, but they did manage to pull some of that gold back. That gold mostly being from the tower and farm disparities. Looking at it, yeah, from farm disparities just across the map. So hopefully they'll be able to stay in this game very well. And looking at that, the Gragas and Jhin are both absolute monsters. The Yasuo unfortunately has not been able to secure very many of these kills, which he's like a huge part of their beginning or starting fights. Just completely like blowing up one person, 2 people maybe.
On could be in a bit of trouble. He gets slowed up, bombed up, but now he's trying to turn with the ulti. Trundle is looking to try to kill, but he gets knocked up and ulted by the Yasuo, but he has the support of his team. He has the turn, but Akali's now here. She finds one. He's looking onto the Nami. Nami's gonna drop. It's just Jin now. Jin is almost dead to the Akali, but Gragas is looking to turn onto the low members of devs, but Akali's too big.
So that was a great start of a fight, but unfortunately, the Jin just was not there yet. If Jin was there, I'm pretty sure that they just completely wiped, and by the time that the Jin did manage to get there, then it was basically just him 1v1ing the Akali because everybody had run so far into the enemy, which is very unfortunate.
A lot of it has to do with that Zillion ulti, throwing it onto that Trundle, helping him to kite it out, and Red Team refuses to pop that, you know, revive, and doing so, they're forced to overcommit, trying to finish him off.
So one thing is that it actually increases the amount of HP by level. So I actually think that it's not a bad option to just pop it at this point in the game. It's still just a level 1.
Well, Herald is not finished up.
He spawns at the last moment. So I think that it actually would be beneficial to just pop the Zillion ult and then just move on to somebody else, because the Trundle was basically just standing there walloping with his Ice Club on the Yasuo for the full duration of the Zillion ult.
Yeah. It's a hard decision to make, whether you pop it or you don't. And
yeah, of course, like in game, then it's like the heat of the moment, but most of the time, I think that it's pretty beneficial to just one-shot them and then just try to one-shot somebody else or burn somebody down within the time that it takes for them to come back.
we have another drag spawning. It feels like it's non-stop action.
Oh, absolutely. These games are so insane. It's just like, I blink, another fight's breaking out. I blink, and even right now, top lane, Trundle's just slapping this Ornn.
Ornn might get out, force the Trundle to flash forward for him, but Jin's able to secure that kill. Jin's up top lane, so devs are looking to break down this dragon to
Jin
themselves.
actually blue heal as well. He does have
Kali looking in. She is almost one-shotting the Nami. Nami survives just barely. They is finally to finish him off, but she has the revive, but now it's worn off. The Gragas tries to flash in to finish it, but is not able to. The Sejuani's going to finish off Yasuo. That is disastrous for the red team.
It's just like they're fighting without their ADC, right? Their ADC has a large amount of their gold, right? Not all of it, obviously. He's 30 CS down, but he has 5 kills. All right, he has his mythic, almost has his second item completed. About the same area where MF is. After this fight, I'm not sure where either of them will be, but it's a huge and difficult play to make in a 3v4, especially with the Akali, who's so huge, who's just been completely bullying Fleas. I feel so bad for Fleas this game. She's been performing so well these past 2 games, and it feels like Change has just had enough of it. So he's just, every single fight, he's just going straight onto her.
Yeah, it looks like a personal vendetta he has against her. But
obviously, it's not a bad play, because if he one-shots her before she gets her ult off, that's a huge disengage and CC
Racket's ulti goes wide. Trundle's looking to turn this. He's beating the heck out of the Yasuo. Yasuo has to kite back. They're not actually able to find this side lane pick onto the Trundle. Blue team's now looking towards Baron because they see the 4 people sent bot.
That is just so crazy how much damage Trundle just did. So they do know that they're on both. So Jin actually went Duskblade this game. I don't think it's the best build, personally. I think that Gale Force is better, especially considering that there's, you know, an assassin on the enemy team, or even Shield Bow. If there were more assassins, maybe 2 or 3 assassins, I would definitely go Shield Bow myself. But the Gale Force, incredibly good kiting tool, but he actually opted out to take Duskblade, which isn't that bad if you're killing people immediately, right? You kill somebody, you turn invisible, run away from Akali. Not a bad play, but... And here, Trundle caught out.
Trundle caught out on the side lane. The Gragas is able to make it happen.
I paused there for a second because I saw that he ulted him away, so I was unsure.
Oh, Curtain Call comes up mid lane to clear out the wave.
I think he just got scared. I think he was gonna start chunking or aiming for the Misfortune to try to chunk her out, but I think he got scared whenever he saw Sejuani show up.
Yeah. Ooh, this Venom is able to get a lot of vision on this top side.
It does look like the devs have prioritized, or have been, I would say prioritized. They were probably thinking about it last game, or trying to last game. And
fight going on top lane. Trundle's looking to beat up this Ornn. Oh, there's a double kill mid lane by the Akali. Now Pushing P is in a lot of trouble. Has to flash away. This could turn into a Baron.
Oh, absolutely. Baron is going to go over to the devs right now. So that's a perfect example of what I was saying, right? The Gale Force, very good at getting out of the way, right? He was caught out. He did not have vision on the bottom side. He was a little too close. And now...
Looking for some more action. The Zillion is picked off, but the Akali gets revived. Will she be able to get out? It's just Gragas and Yasuo. She gets bursted down. The shutdown goes to Yasuo. That's 600 Gs in his pocket.
Okay, so I'm unsure. So Red Ranger did actually pop heal there, but it was not in range of the Akali for it to affect. So I think that I did just see the knockup reveal the Akali, so I do think that he would be able to ult if knocked up. Maybe not, because he was autoing her, I'm pretty sure, is what I saw. So there is that to note, just to answer that question from earlier. But yeah, like I was saying, the Gale Force on Jhin, I think that is it was just a fatal mistake, but I think that it will be a mistake that could potentially cost him the game if he keeps getting one shot by this Akali.
Yeah, it's really hard to play the game when your flash is down on Jhin and you're playing against Trundle, Sejuani, Akali. It becomes a nightmare, really.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, the desert...
Oh, Yasuo is caught out in the side lane. He gets the ulti onto the Misfortune, but it won't be enough. The Trundle flashes forward and is able to finish the Yasuo off. This should be a secure dragon, but they're looking for more onto the Gragas. The Akali follows him under the turret and he's able to get the perfect execution, finishing off the Gragas. That's, you know, 2 picks. There's constantly getting picked out, isolated, and
so one thing to note is
picking them apart.
Gragas did have Zhonya's up. I think he just died too fast to use it. And now they're gonna just keep pressing it forward into their base. So the devs are doing what I was hoping that they'd be doing very well, right? They're finding these picks, they're getting advantages off of them, right? They're starting fights extremely well with this Sejuani, utilizing the Zillion speed and the bombs coming out. So I am glad to see that they're doing that. And their vision seems to be a bit better, right? Maybe not like always map wide, but you know, they're alternating very well.
Nami's in trouble again. Will this just be another one-shot out of Change? Change with a pop-off performance. He's 12-3 right now. Yes, his 3 full items, 9 stacks on the Dark Seal. He's expecting to go back to base with some gold.
I would not be surprised.
Brad gets picked. He ultis the Trundle. Trundle does get knocked up. He might. Oh, he doesn't walk into Zillion for the Zillion R. It might not have been up. Now it's onto the Akali. Akali's reviving, but will they be able to win the fight during it? The Misfortune ulti goes out. It completely chunks people out. Akali's now going for the fight, but he's not able to get it. But it might be just enough. The pig is able to stun up the Yasuo, and they are now on the run.
That was such a great start Obviously, they were down a player. They did not have their Nami with their ult to follow up. If they had Nami there, then I think that they actually cleaned them up pretty well. Just ulting on the other side after Akali goes down to kind of keep everybody at bay, buy some time for Akali to get one shot again. And that really just talks to like the impact that Change is having on this game, right? He's finding these picks that he needs to find as an assassin player, right? I'm always skeptical of seeing assassin players in my solo queue games because it's really like if they're not doing what Change is doing this game, they're playing the game wrong, right? They're not doing their job. But Change is showing that he can do his job, right? He knows how to play his champion. He's very comfortable on it. And he's going to keep one-shotting people no matter what.
Yeah. I love the fact that, you know, these fighters are continually trying to find these fights when they're so far behind. They have to find something to get back into the game, or they just slowly bleed out and lose all their towers. They've lost inhib bot, but they're still willing to, you know, fight it out to the end.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, in games like this, it's really going to be whether they look for a fight or if they just slowly bleed out, right? They don't really have a lot of good siege, so they aren't able to just hold that tower and clear waves, right? Their best wave clear is the Yasuo, who's a melee champion. So for them to hold an inhib, they're going to have to probably look for a fight if they're not able to clear the wave in time, especially if the devs end up getting this next Baron.
Yeah. You know, this Akali's looking really strong. She has 3.5 items now, and
oh, she's ridiculous.
If that thing touches you, you might as well have a stroke. They're looking to play up in top lane, is able to get a bunch of damage onto Misfortune. Flea's just walking straight into them, but they're going to drop to the Misfortune ulti and the Akali. The curtain call is not able to stray them off. That is 2 dead, and, you know, devs are looking to end off this game here pretty soon.
Yeah, I think Flea's there was really tilted, but
onto the Jhin. Jhin is in trouble. He has flashes, forced to flash away, but Brundle's angry. The king of trolls is going to find that kill onto the Jhin. This could be game. They are able to kill 2 more. These respawn timers are completely split, but they are chunked out from that tower.
So I think Fleas is just like maximum tilt mode. I think that she just wasn't paying attention to where she is on the map. You know, obviously, like probably everybody's been there at one point. But yeah, it's a very dire looking situation. It does indeed look like the devs are gonna win, right? Froggy Fighters are probably looking at it and not really seeing a good way for them to get back into this game. They're just out damaged at every turn, basically. Even if they get a good engage, most of the time the devs just turn it around.
Yeah, so it's really hard for them. Oh, Ranger's going in alone. He has no team behind him. He's flashing out now. He did not like what he saw when he eat in there.
2 crucial team fight ults blown. And
Cole's going in now. She's looking for some fish to fry. She is able to find it. That's definitely personal, if you ask me.
Oh, that's so personal.
Oh, she'd be fine. Oh, she flashes away from the Dragon Sea and then ease back in. Wow. Makes it happen to get that pick and trade 1 for 1. They're looking for more. The pillar goes onto the Yasuo. They're flashing forward. Yasuo is stuck in the Raptor pit. The Ornn ulti is enough to peel him off.
Yeah, Sparks doesn't want any of that. Thank goodness. So it does look like the devs will be rotating towards Dragon and will be able to secure it. Considering that Froggy Fighters do not have a...
Oh, Sparks doesn't like giving this drag. He's looking for it. He flashes away from the Misfortune ulti, and then, oh my goodness, he's able to kill the Misfortune with that knockup. And Sejuani looks like she's going to drop, but she could just be at 1 health. She does actually drop. Is Yasuo okay? He gets bitten up by the Trundle. It's just Ornn now at the Dragon Pit. Will he be able to get to the safety? The Akali's TPing from behind. Ornn is in a lot of trouble now. Akali is going to finish it off. Now she's looking onto more. It is onto the Gragas, but she's Zonia's up. Middle of Shroud. Will she be able to get out of there? She does not. The Gragas is able to knock her out. And what just happened?
What just happened? Sparks started by styling, right? He styled on Red Ranger. I like to see that, showing off a little bit of what.
The Trundle wants more. That's a double bomb. The Trundle is going to kill them. Oh, Ranger is trying to make it out alive, but the Zillion has the speed. Oh my goodness. They make it happen at the Dragon. They are not giving it up, and now that's an ace. That's a soul. And it looks like the devs are not giving up this game.
Oh, absolutely not, right? The devs, over 10K in the lead at this point. They've been doing a great job of looking for these picks, despite them being able to shut down Change in that last fight. Change basically having no value except for chunking Ranger a little bit. They made it very clear that Change isn't the only source of damage. DV will not be unnoticed.
Yeah, this is the king of trolls that you're messing with, and he's not afraid to show you his crown. They're looking like...
That was just so crazy to watch. Oh my goodness. I'm like speechless almost, just seeing all of that happen.
Yeah, these guys are for sure flexing for this game 3. They don't want to lose it. This means a lot to them.
So items are coming in, or have been coming in. So you see Blood Ward, the evolved or the leveled up version of Immortal Shieldbow, and then Eye of Luden for the Gragas, and then Shadow Carver, Drakthar's Shadow Carver for Jhin. So obviously, really strong items. Is that really gonna matter? It does not look like it. It really hasn't been mattering so far. The gold lead is just too great at this point, you know. Obviously, they're stronger than normal, but they're an item down across the board almost.
Kali's up top. They might want to look for a play here before their base gets fully sieged in. They have their 2 inhibs just respawned on the sides. Trundle's looking for some meat. The curtain call opens up, is able to find something onto Trundle. Trundle's going to be really tanky. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to eat that guy down. Oh, but now they're looking for the re-engage. The Misfortune goes huge, and now it's just the beefy boys up front. They're going to be able to find some damage onto the front line, but Akali's looking to end. Oh, the double bump onto the 2 frontliners. Is Yasuo going to make it happen? He's not going to have anything to deal with it. He gets a 2-man, but it's not going to be enough. This is Dev's game to take. They're pushing for the end. It's only Jhin and Nami, and it won't be enough. 5v2. This will be Nexus. Akali goes in, is able to find a Nami for one last time.
Personal. What did Fleece do to Change, man? What did she do?
GG. What a crazy series.
The devs win 2-1. That is insane. So, oh my goodness. That's crazy. Oh yeah.
Right, and that was a great 3-game series, and we'll see
Quite a roller
you
coaster.
next time.